So they've asked me to do another video for We Make Events. It was meant to be Martin this time, but unfortunately he was having a bad hair day, so they asked me to step in again. Just to give you an update on what's been going on and the activities that are taking place in the coming weeks. Well, first of all, let's talk about the charity donations. So far, we've raised £50,000, including the gift aid, which is an amazing start, but we still have some way to go. We should also mention the Survival Tour, which was a team of 5 music legends that cycled 1,500 kilometres in just 2 weeks, visiting over 130 venues, and they actually had 50 volunteers that were helping to support them and pour the occasional drink at the end of the day, I'm sure. And they managed to raise over 25,000 before you add the gift aid. So that's going to have achieved over £30,000 of contribution. If you'd like to hear more about what they got up to, then please listen to the Curtain Call podcast. And I'm sure many of you will have seen the media coverage that was generated through their activities, both nationally and also regionally, on TV and in the newspapers and radio as well. So what happens next? Well, next we move to the Survival in the Square. This is a series of events that take place from Monday, starting at 12 noon in Parliament Square, and they run right the way through to Saturday the 31st. I'm not going to spoil what happens because each day has its own artistic theme, but on the Saturday, that's the one for the people that work in the events industry, as they perform the bow as a thank you at the end of the week. If you'd like to take part or register, please go onto our website. Registration is obviously really important because we need to know the exact amount of numbers and we need to manage the event to make sure that it's compliant. So we'll thank you in advance for that. We also have a number of artists now that are stepping out and offering to support us. First one of those is McDonald, who's doing a streaming event on November the 1st at 7 p.m. and all of the money raised will be donated to We Make Events. We also have Niall Horan, who stood up to support his crew and We Make Events. And his event is taking place on November the 7th and will be streamed from the Albert Hall. And it's great to have artists like these two stepping up and offering to support their crew and other crew members at this time of need. We also have some support, and I have to, step off camera here for a minute. We also have some support from the wonders of 5 Points Brewery, who are donating £1 for every pint that's ordered online. And I'm making my contribution this afternoon. Oh, that was worth it, actually. Sorry, I'll have the rest of that later before I get told off by the organisers. So if you'd like to know more about We Make Events, check out Plaza Online because we got into a really interesting webinar the other day on their events page. That's running until the 16th of November, and you can find out a little bit more about what's been going on with We Make Events, but also you can find out how you can take part and help support as well. It's a volunteer thing, but it's great to be with members of the industry trying to help each other. So I would welcome you to take part, take a look at the website, and obviously come on board and help as much as you can. So let's give you a quick update on some of the political work that's been going on as well. So you may have seen that we've got some surveys running to see who was successful with their CRF claims and those that weren't successful that did apply as well. So please take part in those surveys because as much data as we can correlate allows us to go back to Parliament and tell them exactly what's going on within our industry. We've also had the CBI recently praise some of the work that we've created with a document about getting the events industry back into work, our survival plan about how we may be able to get back into our daily jobs. This is a good way of showing government that we have a willingness to work and we want them to help us and support us get back to work. And amazingly, we now have over 1/3 of the MPs in the House supporting We Make Events, bringing it up in political talks. And you will have noticed that on Question Time and Newsnight and many other of the political programmes, our industry is being mentioned and people are being asked what is happening to support us. A lot of that is through the hard work that the political team have been doing in the background. So we have to thank them for working long nights and emailing and letter writing to lots of MPs. We're also getting an increased amount of coverage on TV, radio and newspapers, and we have to keep that attention running because keeping the events industry at the foremost is bound to get us more attention in the House and hopefully get us the results we want. So please help us. Please continue to support us. We're coming up to Christmas, so maybe it's a nice time to recommend to friends and family to go onto the merchandise store and purchase some of our We Make Events swag. Ideally there to show their support and also help raise some money to help our industry. This is video number 2. I promise I won't be doing video number 3, but thank you for your continued support.